This is the introductory video for the Physics 1101-1120 lab exam. So this video is intended to explain to you what to expect during your lab exam. So first of all, the lab exam is worth twice what a normal lab is, and you have to work alone, so you won't have a partner and you can't talk to other students. You can ask me questions for clarification only, so if you don't understand what the question's asking, definitely ask me to explain it to you. But if you don't know what to do with your data, unfortunately I can't help you with that. If you're not sure whether you can ask me a certain question, just ask it anyway. If I can't answer you, I'll just let you know. It's a closed book exam, so you won't have any books and you also won't have your lab manual. However, I will give you one sheet of paper that contains the uncertainty propagation rules from your lab manual, so you will have that much. The lab exam is written on a fill-in-the-blank style booklet, so I give you a booklet, you fill it in, you hand it in to me. That's what gets graded and handed back to you later. And by the way, it will be handed back in the next lab period, rather than on the handback shelves like normal. There's several different parts to the lab exam, so in Part A you'll be taking some data using the simple pendulum apparatus. Now there is a simple pendulum experiment in your lab manual. It's not exactly the same as what you're going to be doing in the lab exam, however. So it might be useful for study purposes to read the simple pendulum experiment before doing the lab exam, but just be aware it won't be exactly the same. The main difference is that in the full experiment you make a graph, whereas in the lab exam you just take one data point, analyze that, and use it to find your quantity. In Part B of the lab exam you'll be working with uncertainty calculations, so you'll be given some data and a formula, and you have to find the answer and also its uncertainty, so you need to know how to propagate uncertainties through an equation. In Part C of the experiment you'll be working with Excel, so you'll be given some data and some calculations and you have to type it all into Excel, including the formulas, and calculate all the answers. And by the way, there's no template spreadsheet for this, so you will just be opening up a blank Excel document and filling in your own labels and your own calculations. Part D of the lab exam is all about graphing, so to begin with you'll be asked some questions about graphs, like whether they're linear with an uncertainty, and then you're given some data and you'll make your own graph using the line graph program and analyze that. As I mentioned, the lab exam is written on a fill-in-the-blank style booklet that you hand in. The computer work, however, the Excel and the line graph, will be handed in electronically. The lab exam is designed to be finished in 1.5 hours, so not the full 3-hour lab period, but just 1.5 hours. So you and your classmates will be split up somehow. Either you'll be working in 2 different classrooms, or half of you will be scheduled to begin your lab exam at the beginning of the lab period, and the other half will start your lab exam at the 1.5-hour mark of the lab period. So as I said, you'll be split up into 2 groups somehow. If you have any questions about the lab exam, do get in touch with your lab instructor early, because we do want to help you prepare as best you can. And other than that, good luck.